the pasuk concludes, the first pasuk. Ki hotzi Hashem es Yisro mitzroyim. So Rashi cites Chazal, zu gedola kulam. So what is the meaning of that? This is greater than all of them, right? I mean, you have to understand, why is it greater? So we once discussed it. Because even after seeing everything they saw, but to be able to purge them from the impurity of the effect, right? That was a miracle. That's Ki hotzi Hashem. Yisro understanding. Yisro was one of the advisors to Paro. He understood the impurity of Egypt. Once a person is so permeated with this level of tumah, of spiritual impurity, it's not possible. How do you get purged? How do you extract it? That he was able to take them out, that itself was amazing. But if you look in the Yalkut says Kyotzi ze shokul kineged kol hanisim. That taking them out of Egypt was the equivalent of, was the greatest. From the way Rashi, the language Rashi uses, zugdol al kulam. This was greater than all of them. What about all of them combined? You say all of them means each one individually. There it says shokul kineged kulam. It's shokul. It's the equivalent of all of them. Shokul means if you weigh it, you evaluate it, it's the equivalent of all of them. It says more. Kineged kol hanisim, kol haniflos. Over here, the Balaturim says that when Yosef's brothers were accused as being spies, then they found the money in their saddlebags. So they said, mazos osa elokim lanu. So the language is mazos osa elokim lanu. So he says, sheba'osa loshen shnitztaru, ba'osa loshen hirviach baliosa misham. That was the beginning of what? That they should go down to Egypt. What is Hashem doing to us? And that ultimately led to what? To the Shibud. Here it says Asher Osa. So the same language which initially they were paying because they understood where it's leading, that same language, Osa, Ki Osa Hashem, right? Osa Elokim L'Moshe Yisrael, the Osa, which is the positive.
Is it not a good thing to say, what is Hashem doing to us?
No. We're not saying what, but it was Nitztaru. It was as a result of what happened with Yosef. V'yikach Yisro chosim Moshe Tziporo, Eishes Moshe Achi Shilucheo. Yisro, the father of Moshe, again, he keeps reiterating it. The father of Moshe took Tzipora, the wife of Moshe, after she was sent away. Rashi, Achi Shilucheo, Kishom lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'midyon, Lech Shuv Mitzrayim. When Hashem said to Moshe he should return to Egypt, V'yikach Moshe Yisro v'ezbonov, V'yetze Aaron the Kroso v'yisheu b'Har Elokim. They met at Har Elokim, which was Sinai. They met in the desert. Omado miheim halolu, who are these people? Omado zuhi ishti shenososi v'midyon ve'elu bonai. This is my wife who I married in Midyon. These are my sons, my children. Omado lehechana to Molichon. Where are you taken to? Omado l'Mitzrayim. Omado al Rishono on the Mitztarim. We're paying for those who are already there. You bring more people there, more Jews there. So when he heard that from Aaron, he said to her, "L'chi lebeis avich, return to your father's household." Not l'shnei v'neo v'hochalo. She went. So we'll could sit down. Go ahead.
Took the stone to do this and the child. Where was that?
That was before they met Aaron. That was before they met. On the way. Okay. As they said, now we can breathe easy. Okay. No, so the question is, Moshe Rabbeinu understood what Egypt was. He understood what it was. And despite understanding what it was, he's bringing his wife and 2 children there. Right? Hashem says to Moshe, I hear their outcries, I see what's going on over there. You must go, and we're going to redeem them. Hashem says, you're going to be my agent to redeem them. You're going to be the Goel. Moshe was in Egypt before he fled. And his decision was, it's important and he understands he's going to be performing miracles there. Miracles that were never, ever revealed to existence. This is the Yad Hashem. And Moshe decided he's taking his wife and children. Aaron comes and tells him it's not a good idea. We're paying for those who are already there. You're bringing more Jews there. And Moshe, he accepted it, sent them back. So what was the original consideration? Why after was the change of mind? You have to say that things deteriorated over the years. And even though Moshe heard from Hashem why he has to go, but to understand the intense impurity of Egypt, it's not worth it. To be affected and then to be purged is not the same as what? And the Levim, right? You can say that, and they're not in the Sheba. And not only that, when they came to Egypt, the Sheba stopped. The Sheba didn't exist. The actual physical bondage stopped. As soon as the miracle started, there was no physical bondage any longer. Right? The 10 months, each plague was a month. There were 10 months before they left Egypt. There was no physical bondage. So what it means, it's just the whole atmosphere is so impure. I mean, even the Levim were there. They were affected. They weren't affected as the ones who were enslaved, physically enslaved. But being there, it affects you. Moshe has to go. Why bring your children? But you'll offset it by the miracles, by seeing the makos. No.
80 years, but there's no bounty on him.
Misa Noshin. Hashem said the men who originally sought you out, they died. That's not Virum because they lost their wealth. So nothing to worry about. I mean, that's always the question. I think Alan once asked this question. Sorry, he doesn't usually remembers the questions he asked in the past. He asked, why did Paro kill him all along? I mean, Paro never attempted to kill Moshe Rabbeinu. No. When he came back to Egypt, right? Comes, he starts riling up the people. Put him to death immediately. Initially he tried. Do it again. So you'd say maybe because initially he was able to flee because his neck became like a pillar of marble and whatever. But he was still a fugitive. So if that's the case, see clearly, they hunted him. He was a fugitive, Moshe, all the years. So Paro didn't give up trying to kill him. So now finally he's back. Why did he kill him? Right? It's a good question. If it's a good question, there's an answer. It's not a good question, there's no answer to not a good question. DPL plates, diplomatic immunity, okay.
When Yosef established the priestly land for the Egyptian, the priestly, they were immune from any of their own land applied to the Jewish Levi tribe.
Okay, maybe.
So therefore, they were immune. They were able. Anybody come from Levi was immune from any persecution or any kind of.
No, that has nothing to do with it. Well, he wanted to kill Moshe originally. He was the prince. He was the prince, and he was a Levi.
Right.
So you see, you're not immune from you don't have immunity. You commit a crime, they put you to death. And here he's here to turn over Egypt, right? See, that's purely a monetary. That's enslavement. The priestly segment is absolved from enslavement, physical work. But you're subject to the laws of the land. What? If you remember, once mentioned Medrash when he came to Mitzrayim, what happened with him and Aaron? Remember, there were 400 entrances to the palace with the lions and the bears and the tigers, right? And they defeated for days. And when Moshe came there, they became docile, every one of them. So he understood this is not a person you're starting with. He understood, and it says their eyes shone like the sun, and their beards were like palm trees, and so on and so forth. Paro was not going to start up with Moshe Rabbeinu. He understood that he has a power, and he's not going to take a chance engaging with him. But he did say at the end, he says, if you come back one more time, I will kill you. Right? That's during Makkah's, right before Makkah's Bechoros. He did say that. Well, that was out of desperation. He had nothing to lose. The country is finished. So what do you have to lose? It's either me or you. Either yes or not. Okay, let's see.
Rabbi, why did we never hear from the children of Moshe in the 40 years in the desert?
They weren't special. His children were not special. They were not special.
Maybe Moshe felt that it was more dangerous to leave his family alone than to stay with them and bring them into Egypt.
They were not special.
Okay.
What? He could be a pulpit rabbi, this guy. But Chazal tell us differently, because his wife was a Gioris. That's why they weren't special, because his wife was a Gioris. That's why she was not special. Aaron's children she was Elisha Bas Minod Achos Nafsho. Because
Why do we name the parsha Yisro? It's the first time we're naming it after a God.
You have a question? No. What Yisro? Yisro converted. And she converted. So they both converted. Do you have a question on Rus? Okay. Rus is different. Rus was a special neshama that the Rechaim HaKadosh speaks about. She was one of the neshamas that Satan had taken captive after the Chet of Adam Rishon. That he speaks about by the Eishes Yifas Torah. So she was one of those special neshamas originally created. And that's the reason why she was the grandmother of David for that reason. Beginning of, what's it called? Kiseitze. Take a look in the Rechaim HaKadosh. He brings it. Okay, let's see the Maral. Yeah, no, so that's the question. Why not? He kept the bondage going. Just the opposite. He was more cruel. Then that's when they started to cry out. He had another mandate. It was much more serious.